Betty, how are you? I've missed you so much. The professional mourners just haven't been the same without you. No, I really mean it. After all, you were the group's only soprano, and the wailing just ain't the same without those high notes. Oh, I'm sure Father misses it too. Leastways he would if he wasn't all wrapped up with dying. No, I tell you, that man is really quite selfish sometimes, ignoring how hard y'all work just because he's in constant pain. The nerve of that man! Oh no, don't you fret your head. I'm nothing like him. After all, he may not care that you gave birth to a bouncing baby boy, but I do. And I'll have you know, I view it as my princely duty to give that little tack a gift. So, here you go. Ta-da! I got a box of chocolates for you, and this little something called teething ring for the wee one. But I'm afraid it looks a bit too big to fit on that little tack's finger. Oh, I hope you like it anyway. My Paige insisted that it was a good idea. Ain't that right, Paige? Oh, heavens, I hope you don't think I'm being rude. I would never refer to my servants by their titles. Hardly becoming of a king to be, innit? Well, that may be true. My father may call everybody servant, including myself, actually. But I have no interest in following in his footsteps. At least not when I have such wonderful company. So I just call my Paige by name Paige, because her name just happens to be Paige. You know, like Paige, but spelled with the letter I. It's all very, very convenient, actually, if not a bit confusing at times. Anyway, my Paige, who is named Paige, she insisted that this teething ring would be appropriate despite the fact that it looks far too big. I wanted to get the little tack either gold, frankincense, or myrrh. But I decided against frankincense. I've never been much a fan of any type of incense. That stuff just makes the room far too smelly. And you know, initially myrrh did seem promising, but then I realized I had no idea where to buy the abstract concept of laughter. So, yeah, it's honestly surprising that no one around here sells it. So, I thought I'd settle on gold. But then Paige with the eye insisted that it was far too extravagant. Apparently gold is only for royal infants. Such nonsense! But I was in a rush and I didn't have time to argue with her. We're out trying to find my true love, you see? Yeah, that's right, I have a true love now. Well, I saw her through the window and fell in love with her instantly because that's how this sort of thing works. Now I just have to search the entire kingdom to find her. It shouldn't be too hard. Well, after all, we already checked the palace and your home. That's 2 places down out of... How many, Paige? About 100,000. Well, I'm sure we can get that done. Oh, Paige. With an eye. Don't give me that look. I am trying to be optimistic. There is no point in such an eye at all if you think it's fruitless. Besides, you know what they say. True love always finds a way. Okay, yes, I know that ain't true for everyone. But I have money and endless amounts of free time, so my dreams come true pretty much by default. And I'm sure this one will as well. It just take a bit more work, which, admittedly, I detest. Betty, do you know of any other ways to find your true love? My knuckles are bound to become sore after knocking on so many doors, and the calluses are just so unprincely. The 7 labors? Well, I don't know. That sounds like a lot more work. And I ain't never labored a day in my life. Oh, I'm so sorry. Was that insensitive to say to somebody who's just given birth? Good. I'm glad you don't mind. I'm nothing if not honest with myself, and I doubt I could ever labor, and I certainly couldn't do it 7 times. Unless... Does each labor happen to last only 17 seconds? 'Cause I think I could do that. Well, probably. Oh, depends on how fast I do it. Well, what does these labors involve? Each one's different. Huh. Well, that's the first one, then I suppose it's probably going to be the easiest. I have to kill the... what'd you call it now? The Nemean lion. You mean that one that terrorized the kingdom? The one that's impervious to magic? The one that's somehow conveniently outside your door right now? Well, I can't do that. I don't even know how to hold a sword. My sword instructor gave up on teaching me after I ruined my training blade by roasting marshmallows on it. Honestly, that blade only melted a little bit, and the s'mores was still excellent, if I do say so my own self. But I doubt I can defeat the Nemean lion by stuffing marshmallows on a sword. That awful thing is immune to weapon attacks, and I doubt the marshmallows do anything. Wait a minute. No, shh. I'm having a thought here. S'mores? Chocolate? Cats are allergic to chocolate, aren't they? And after all, a lion is just a big cat. So if we can't injure the lion, why don't we have the lion injure itself? You know, by tricking it into eating some chocolate. Alright, neither of you is rolling your eyes at me, which is frankly so unusual it's a bit disconcerting. So it could mean that this is a good plan. Or it could mean it's so incredibly stupid that neither of you even know how to respond. Well, I guess there's only one way to know. Well, I suppose I could just ask you, but... oh, never mind. Betty, hand me that box of chocolates. Don't worry, I will replace it later. You deserve to indulge yourself, after all. But right now, it's more important to have lion bait. And just put it outside the door. And we'll see if he goes for it. It's coming over. I hope it's got a sweet tooth. Come on, you silly thing. That is good quality chocolate. Oh, don't just sniff it. I never get the cheap stuff. Yes, it's eating it, that silly cat. Now all we have to do is wait to see if it... Wow, that was fast. With normal cats, it usually takes a few hours. And I would be most appreciative if you would not ask me how I know that. I suppose magic must make it happen faster or something. Well, anyway, better not to question it. That thing has ruined 5 parades in my father's honor, and I do like those because they give the professional mourners a chance to get out of the castle. So, its death is truly a blessing. Wait a second. It's death. I killed it! I completed the first labor! I'm 1/7 of the way to find my true love. Oh, this is fantastic. I'm just so pleased. And you were right, Betty. This is a much better plan than knocking on every door in the kingdom. And it's actually a lot less work than I thought it would be. Well, do you know what I'm supposed to do next? I hope the second labor is this easy. I have to kill a hydra. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. After all, I drink water all the time, so I'm very well hydrated. I'm sure that'll impress the hydra. Come on, Page with an Eye. There is no time to waste.